Okay, 1 second. All right. Well, we're heading into a new season, and oh, I unintentionally hit that, but that was quite nice. Heading into a new season. Um, and here in Northern California, some of you are here in California, in Northern California. Already, I know in England the autumn has already well begun, but here, even here in the sunniest place, the air is getting cooler at night, and the telltale signs of the seasonal change are happening. Leaves starting to fall, turning color a little bit. Still have a little few droplets of summer left here, but things are on the move. And as so many of you know, I'm sure so many of you are attuned to the seasonal change. Whatever's happening outside, there's a mirroring of what's going on inside, and we can take advantage of that. Some people do spring cleaning. A lot of people also do an autumn cleaning, readying for autumn, clearing out things, letting go of things that the heat that summer has generated. So that was something that inspired me today for our little sound session. Personally, I find that sound is one of the most, amongst others, one of the most amazing mediums to do all kinds of things, to uplift, to clear out, to act as a catalyst for letting go, for shedding what is no longer required, what is not wanted. And so I've found soothing sounds, healing sounds to be particularly beneficial in that. I was talking with a friend um, the other day, and we were speaking about, how I ended up purchasing crystal singing bowls and using them. He was like, "Oh, I find them to be so hippie-ish." And I was saying, well, first of all, I don't agree. But actually, my relationship with these instruments, I think, it goes beyond when I started sort of hearing them in some recordings. Actually, since I was really young, I didn't realize this till later, so till I started connecting the dots. But I was always attracted to the sound of a drone. So whether that is the tanpura in Indian music, whether it is, I noticed when I was older, I was like, oh, how come I always used to be attracted to certain types of pieces of classical music, Western classical music. Many times they were pieces that had a connection to folk music, and there would be a drone. When you hear the bagpipes being played, there's always a drone that accompanies the main melody, right? So the drone is the drone, or the long held notes. I think they have a very medicinal quality, and I really experienced this the most during 2020, when I had to, for a variety of reasons, that one of which was reuniting with my husband to be, making sure I didn't lose my US visa, meeting up with Willow Smith to record the project that we did together, but it required a lot of jumping through hoops in order to get back to the United States. And it was a scary time, as many of you may remember, 2020. There were so many things we didn't know. I feel like, whatever COVID is now, many people feel it's just like a cold or a flu, at least if they're in good health. But at that time, there was this sense of impending, possible serious illness or death that seemed to be just in the air. So at that time, I discovered recordings of a person called Geraldine Glass. There are many people that record these kind of healing sounds for many, many years now, but somehow I came upon her recordings, and I started listening to them. Every morning when I woke up, I would put these recordings on, and I would keep them on pretty much throughout the day, just as a soundtrack in the background of these beautiful crystal singing bowls. They would help me get to sleep. They would help me to feel just steady when I would wake up. And after a few years, I ended up getting my own, and yeah. Anyway, there's more parts to the story of how I ended up conducting sound baths and things like that. It was sort of a realm of music and sharing that I hadn't explored, but I found it to be really rewarding because I really believe in and personally experience the healing aspects of this type of um, sound. So for those of you who haven't attended something like this that I've done before, I always incorporate sacred mantra, um, prayers, and chanting, because for me that is a vital and essential part of healing sound. It's not so common with sound baths because I think in our world we often want many people want things to be as broad as possible in order to embrace, people, embrace people as much as possible. And so we see something as being that is specific, either spiritually, religiously, culturally, as being, it's going to exclude some people. And I found that for me, what's most authentic is to share what's really close to my heart and what personally gives me a lot of life. And so I always include those kind of uh, those ingredients as well. So I hope that you will enjoy this. Let's see. I think we're got a pretty nice and full session here. So I'm going to bring you over here. And I invite you in whatever way you're able to make yourself comfortable. You can turn your camera off. You can lie down. I'll keep talking to you, but here, my husband just gave me the lamp from the puja. I'll give it to you all. You can take some blessings there. um, so yes, you can lie down. You can do this seated, um, however you wish, however you feel comfortable. We won't do a really long one today. Sometimes I do them for about an hour. I think we'll do this one for, let's see, we'll do this one for about 20 minutes. And if it ends up going more, then so be it. Okay, we're having a last minute rush of people dropping in, so I'm just letting people into the room. Okay. And I'm going to turn its audio on. Right. So find a comfortable seat or position where you can feel relaxed for a short time. Let's start to deepen our breathing, allowing the rib cage to expand like wings out to the sides, relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the jaw, relaxing the hips, taking deep breaths in, long and slow. Noticing how the air as it enters your nostrils is warm, is cool, is cool as it enters your nostrils. And as you exhale, the air warmed by the body is warm. We can notice that together. Inhale, cool. Exhale, warm. Inhale, cool. Exhale, warm. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale with a sigh. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale. And exhale with a sigh. Inhale. Exhale with a sigh. As you listen to these sounds this morning, you can observe the weather internally. What is the sky like within you today? Whether it's the morning, the afternoon, or the evening, what is the weather like today inside? We can just take the position of an observer. No need to get caught in the story of why the weather is that way, but just observing what is my internal state. Open the portals of your ears. Open your heart and allow the healing sounds to enter. Allow the mind to become steady and still, tuning into these sounds like a radio. If the mind wanders, just bring it back to the sounds. Madhusudhanaya Namaha. Srinivasaya Namaha. Vishnave Keshavaya Namaha. Madhavaya Namaha. Om Govindaya Namaha. Om Govindaya Namaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Shri Vallabheti Varadeti Daya Pareti Bhakta Priyeti Bhavalantana Govideti Nateti Nagashayaneti Jagannivase Tyalatinam Gurumukam Gurume Mukunda. Shri Chintayami Harimeva Santatam Mandahasamuditânanambujam Nandagopatanaya Paratparam Naradadi Munivrinda Vanditam. As we enter a new season, we have the opportunity to plant new seeds of intention. Every day we have the opportunity to plant a seed of intention, to nurture it, to take actions, speak words, cultivate thoughts which bring us towards that aspiration. The Bhagavad Gita, this very sacred text, speaks about the value of even the smallest acts of devotion, the smallest actions in alignment with Dharma. Neha bhikramana shusti pratyavayo na vidyate Svalpamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhaya. There is no loss, nor is there any diminution of result in performing this dharma. Even the slightest effort saves one from the greatest fear. Usually we know what is best for us. We have an intuitive knowing. Quite commonly, what is best for us is often what we're avoiding or looking away from. So as we spend these last few moments of contemplative absorption in sacred sound together, let's plant a seed in the heart of Sankalpa that is not just a state of mind, but something which we intend to do and which we will do, because we are endeavoring to be true to our word with ourselves, with others. Plant a seed of something that you will do today, and if you don't do it today, you will keep reminding yourself to complete it until you do something that you know is good for you, something that aligns with Dharma, something that brings you closer, something that moves you forward spiritually, something that uplifts mind, body, or spirit, or all three. Can be the smallest thing, but let's plant that seed of Sankalpa together. Taking a few moments to clarify it in your mind and heart. Now let's pour some water on the seed of that sankalpa by reciting, singing, however you wish to make that sound, the Maha Mantra together. We'll just keep going together till I say stop. And let's absorb our mind in that sound. Watering the seed. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Sing two more together. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Rubbing the palms together generates some heat. If you're lying down, you can remain lying down for as long as you want. You can still do this. Placing the palms gently over your eyes. And bringing your palms down, you can open your eyes. Thank you so much. That was, I guess, a little bit of an experiment because we haven't done that for a long time here on Zoom. So give me a thumbs up or a heart if it was okay. And I'll do my best to improve it as well for future. Oh, thank you all. Thank you all. Yeah, I thought it would be nice to have a regular offering like this. And it's sweet to share it with you, even though the days of doing everything online are, seem to be over, but we're in a new world now where anything goes. That verse that I read at the end there, this book is called Gita Amritam. This is like a commentary on the Gita, many, many commentaries. This one is by Srila Sridhar Goswami. And I'll just read this verse again. There is no loss, nor is there any diminution. I always get that word wrong. I always think it's diminution. Diminution. Diminution means, for anyone who's not, first language English speaker, sometimes these words are like, huh? Diminution means something gradually reducing. Let's actually look it up, so I'm not just speaking off the top of my head. Diminution. A reduction in the size, extent, or importance of something. So that is sort of most things in our world. We see that over time they decay, they break down, we get older, the leaves changing are a perfect example of that. Time moves everything on. So we're accustomed to things gradually losing their value, you could say. A beautiful meal that you prepared yesterday, yes, you could still eat it the next day, but it doesn't look the same. It doesn't taste exactly the same. Some people will say some things taste better. But if you look at it a few more days later or a week later, I'm doing some composting with all my vegetable peels and things, and it's pretty stinky when I open the top of that bin, and there are flies everywhere. So we're used to that happening. This verse is saying there is no loss, nor is there any diminution of result in performing this dharma. Even the slightest effort saves one from the greatest fear. I love that line. Even the slightest effort. That means even doing something very small, even a gesture, just to say, like, I am making an effort in this direction, whatever that means for you. Dharma is very personal. I've heard the analogy used beautifully that the dharma of salt is to be salty. The dharma of sugar is to be sweet. And the dharma of the jiva or the soul is to serve. But to serve can mean so many things to so many people. Yes, Gopi, the dharma of fire is to burn. You've just been in a burning world, a burning man. So this beautiful verse, my guru quotes it very often from the Srimad Bhagavatam, Savai Pungsam Paro Dharmo Yato Bhakti Radhokshaje Ahaituki Apratiyata Yayatma Suprasidati, that which brings the greatest satisfaction to all people is service that is performed without interruption, without let me actually pull that up because I can't remember the translation in this moment, but it is okay. Savai Pungsam Paro Dharma. The supreme occupation or dharma for all humanity is that by which people can attain to loving devotional service unto the transcendent Lord. Such devotional service must be unmotivated and uninterrupted to completely satisfy the self. So again, what does that service look like? I'm going to paste that translation into the chat. What does that service look like? For one person, it might be being a politician. One of my friends who I grew up with in the temple, he's been pursuing a path of politics. He's a dentist by profession, but he's, started his journey to try to become a member of parliament in England. And for him, this is an expression of his devotion, of his service, because he's offering everything within his heart to the Lord of the heart. For another person, it might be going to a temple on a Sunday and volunteering to sweep the floor. For another person, it might be raising their children. For someone else, it might be tending to a garden. And maybe they take those vegetables and fruits to a place where people are very, very grateful to receive them. Marian, so the first verse I was quoting from the Bhagavad Gita, and it was just in this book, but it is just a verse from the Gita. It's Bhagavad Gita 240. And when I put up the recording of this on our chat, I'll paste all the verses in. And the other one I just spoke is from the Srimad Bhagavatam. So yeah, thinking about that in this season, especially as the year is it is a cycle. So it's not that we're getting to the end of a year, but naturally as we go into this, we think of it as like a final quarter of the year. My husband's working at a university, so you kind of feel that season. You're going back, and it's going to end with, in America, Thanksgiving and Christmas and the winter time, whatever these winter celebrations. So becoming aligned again to what is my dharma, what is my purpose, and how can I take even small steps to become aligned with that? I know for myself, I think I become, I don't know. I was just thinking of there's some, conditions that people have like hypermobility where their joints get sometimes dislocated very frequently. I kind of feel like that with my sense of purpose, that even though it's like staring me in the face, I get dislocated very regularly, almost to the degree where I'm like completely exasperated with myself. But then when I just do the thing, I feel a sense of fulfillment internally, a sense of purpose and grounding, which is so needed. We all need help with grounding, especially in this time. So this was a few thoughts that I wanted to offer today. And later on in the comments on the recording that I post, if you want to share anything about your sankalpa, or how it went fulfilling it, that would be really beautiful to hear. If you feel like sharing anything now, you're also most welcome. You could put it in the chat. I'm going to take a look at some of these comments here. And then I also wanted to give you a little update about the new album coming out and all of that, because I know I had mentioned it. Thank you. Thank you all for these beautiful comments. Gopi, the instrument you're asking about is here. You can see it here. It's really beautiful. It is called a monolina or a monochord. I'll type that in the chat. Monolina or monochord. This one is made by a company called Feel Tone, and they're based in Germany, but there's someone who sells them here in America. And I got to play one on the album that I made called Balm. I made that with Geraldine Glass, the artist that I mentioned earlier. So it was very funny. I reached out to her just to share some words of appreciation during 2020. And I happened to be in LA, and I didn't realize that she actually lived in LA. And so we ended up meeting, and that led to us making a recording together. So if you haven't heard that already, this features her playing an incredible array of crystal singing bowls. She has hundreds in her home. And I got to play, amongst other things, one of these instruments. So I had to get one after that because it's really, yeah, you described it right, Gopi. It's like a harp, tanpura, and it has a guitar feeling as well because I think there are guitar strings that are on it. So it's very beautiful. Also, you can place it on your body and feel the vibration. Um, thank you. Okay. Um, Gopi, it's tuned to two notes. So sa and pa, and then in two octaves. I can make a little video and show you later. Um, the American company, it's just the American, I have to check. I'll check that for you and I will paste it when I share the recording. So with a few minutes left, well, while I'm talking, if you have any more questions or anything you want to share, please feel free to put it in the chat. Um, I thought, let me see if I have it up here. I think I've closed the window. I was going to show you, let me show you actually, I think I can. I was going to show you the process for making my the covers for some of the singles that are going to be released. Let me share my screen with you. Can never find it. Oh yeah, here. Can you see that? So this is a very cool tool on Canva. It's called Whiteboard, and I've never used it before, but this is a preview of our of our process. You can like, feels like you can zoom infinitely. So here we were, this is the first single is going to be called Feel. And here was our process of choosing a cover. These were all ones that didn't make the cut. It's beautiful artwork created by my friend Rati. And you can, yeah, there's a lot of depth in it. It's a hand-painted piece made with natural indigo. And I just love the feeling of it, especially as you go close. I don't know how well you can see it, but even all of these stars are different colors. I really appreciate the depth and uh, energy that she put into this. The other ones are still in a draft form. You can see them here. Oh, getting lost. Hope I'm not making you dizzy. Let's zoom out. And this is a possible draft, some possible drafts for the other covers, the album cover here, maybe Into the Forest. This is going to be the second song, I Trust You. And everything's going to start being released in October. So I have to say it's quite frightening. It's quite a vulnerable feeling to share this for a variety of reasons. Um, it's quite different to things I've recorded before. I've mentioned that many, many times. Sorry, I always repeat myself. Um, but also it's very personal. And also it took a really long time to actually complete it. And there's something that can feel, I suppose it's all about how you think about it, but it can feel a little bit embarrassing. Like, why did it take this long? And, does this mean something that it's not meant to be heard, or all these kind of thoughts that the mind brings. So I'm going to be very relieved when it's finally just let out into the ether, and whoever it's meant to find can find it. I'm very much not in the sort of some people that are, music is their business because they're in the music industry. And so marketing and how to make something have a splash in all directions, that's really their business. That's part of their dharma. And that's really not where my mind goes. I find that's like just very stressful. I always love the feeling of it just going out, and I trust that where it needs to find its place, it finds. Um, Yes, that was a creative rabbit hole. Um, Thanks for sharing that, Gopi. Yes, I also have a contact for the person for that company. Thank you, Marion. Yes, I don't want to listen to the mind chatter. Actually, it's also very timely because I think um, even though several years have gone by, I commenced it in June of 2021. So it feels like something that was started in the spring, summer, and that concludes in and sort of gets released in this time of the year after that sort of summer time has passed. And it feels it's quite contemplative. That's another reason I feel a little insecure about it because especially the energy online, I feel like everything has to be fast, exciting, short, um, intense in order to grab attention. And it's very exhausting, especially if that's not really, the way that you feel. So I feel like, oh, people are going to think it's boring. But I really don't think so because I personally listen to music that has that, cadence and tempo, and I find it extremely useful and helpful in my life. So that was another reason why I think I was naturally drawn to make something like this. Maybe the next thing I make is going to be really different. Me and my husband were saying we should make like a disco album. I don't know. Not disco. He's shaking his head. Not disco. We'll see what's the next thing. Um, so I look forward to sharing that with you and to our next Sangha, which is going to be different. I'm experimenting with having like a rotation of two different kinds of offerings for these Sanghas, just to see how that feels, to have something a little bit more set for each one. And yeah, if any of you are local or going to be in the San Francisco area, our kirtans at the Castro Room continue every Tuesday. Thanks for that encouragement, Edward. That's actually, I really appreciate that because um, it is a different kind of offering, the satsang kind of feeling, different than a concert. And yeah, again, I wasn't sure if people would like those videos, but those are going to continue on YouTube. We have filmed everything. If anybody has a lead for someone to film in San Francisco, please let us know because we lost the person who was filming last series moved to LA and we haven't been able to find someone affordable. Uh, we've been getting some very, very expensive quotes and we need to find somebody so that we can share those sessions with more people on YouTube. And what else do I have to share? Oh, last night I had one of the most beautiful kirtans of my year, I think. It was in a barn at a cow sanctuary, a Goshala. The cows were all there listening, and there were lots of people there too. I posted a few pictures on Instagram, well, just of us with the cows, but soon I'll share some pictures from the kirtan. It was so lovely. And yeah, so I'm feeling really bright today because of that. And thank you, Gopi, for the reminder. Yes, I'll be singing at the Stanford Memorial Church again if you happen to be in this area. Um, November 3rd, and Gopi's going to be giving a keynote speech. He's spoken at all the top companies and TEDx. He's done everything, but I think he's never spoken at the Stanford Memorial Church. So Gopi's going to be giving a talk. Gopi, do you know the theme of what your talk is going to be about? I think
Yeah, it's called IDNI, AINIDI, where I go to talk about we have superior natural intelligence, which is what created artificial intelligence, what I work on in my day job. But in order to use it in service, we need to be connected to DI, divine intelligence. So
oh
we could
wow.
natural intelligence, artificial intelligence, and divine intelligence, and how this path enables us to bring it together for greater good in the world.
Wow. I'm excited for that. That was like a trailer for for the event. Looking forward. Um, Well, I feel like there's other things I'm going to share, but I will save them for the next Sangha or for other thoughts. Oh, Dee is asking what time will it begin? What time is that? It starts at 11 normally. Yeah, it starts at 11, Dee. 11. Oh, Gopi's got all the answers. He's writing them in the chat. Thank you, Gopi. Um, and also, I wanted to remind you that I'm always happy to. I just remember that I can leave you voice notes on on the Patreon message board. I think I've done that before. So if you ever have questions, I can put a voice message. Also, I had shared with you before that if you are learning harmonium or if you're learning how to lead kirtan and there's a certain tune that you're like, I want to know how to play this, or I want to know something about how to sing this. Sometimes people are like, I know the first part, but I forgot how the second part goes. Anything like that, you can always throw that in my direction, and I can either answer it privately or I can share it with the rest of the group. Um, it's a relatively smaller number who attend these live sessions because I think there's about 500 people on the Patreon page now. So I'm always looking for ways to just bring more value and reciprocation to everyone in the group. I know not everyone is able to attend these sessions, although this is my favorite part of Patreon. um, but yes. Oh, thank you, Naraini. Thank you for the reminder. I will take a look. Yes, I think the part of Patreon that I find the hardest to keep up with sometimes is the private messages, just because it's my Achilles heel responding to messages in all areas of my life, whether it's WhatsApp, text messages, Instagram, all these things. So yeah, if it is something that you feel comfortable sharing publicly, that's always a quick way we can also connect there. All right. Thank you all so much for being here. I wish you a wonderful rest of your day on Sunday. Thank you, Gopi. Yes, it's actually part of a series called Contemplation by Design. Is Contemplation by Design open to public? And it's a lot of the sessions are online as well.
Yeah, just tell them to go Google Stanford Contemplation.
Okay, so yeah, if you look at Stanford Contemplation by Design in November, end of October, November, there's a lot of really wonderful sessions themed on contemplation, meditation, mindfulness, some amazing speakers, and there are live events that happen here at Stanford, but also lots of things online. So this session that we're doing at the Memorial Church will be part of that. And that's it for today. I will share anything else upcoming with you, and looking forward. Maybe I'll see you on Tuesday, Dee. And Gopi, I'll be in touch with you. And Anka, so great to see you here again after a long time. Sanjeevani, such a treat to see you. And all of you, really wonderful to see your faces today. And I will be sharing the recording, like I said, along with the quotes from the verses. And I wish you all the best with your Sankalpa seed, whatever seed is there. And please pray I can fulfill my Sankalpa today as well. Thank you all. See you very soon. All the dates are there for all the Sanghas, but I'll remind you of the date for the next one. Bye-bye. Hare Krishna.